Have you ever felt that some days carry a weight far greater than others? As if the universe pauses for a moment and whispers, "Pay attention, something important is here." Rare moments exist, and those who recognize them are the ones who move forward faster than the rest. Most people rush through life blind to the subtle opportunities that stand right in front of them. But those who are awake, those who look deeper, discover doors others never see. Think about this. How many times have you later realized that a small decision, a single conversation, or even a strange coincidence changed the entire direction of your life? At the time, it seemed ordinary. Yet looking back, you see it was not just another day, it was a turning point. That is the hidden power of rare moments. They arrive quietly, they disguise themselves as chance, and only those who are present, those who listen, can unlock their meaning. Psychology tells us that the human brain is constantly filtering. Out of millions of signals, we notice only a fraction. This is why some people live their entire lives feeling unlucky. They never notice the opportunities passing them by. But those who train their minds to be aware, to look closely, to expect greatness, they catch what others miss. Awareness is the bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary transformation. Now, why should you listen closely today? Because you are standing on the edge of one of those rare days. A day that doesn't belong to the ordinary rhythm of life. A day that carries within it a spark, a hidden chance to shift the course of your path. September 15 is not just another square on the calendar. It is a call to awareness, to wakefulness, to courage. And if you ignore it, you may lose a chance that will never return. Here's the truth. Life does not reward the distracted. It rewards the focused, the ready, the bold. Rare moments are like shooting stars. Most never notice them because their eyes are looking down. But those who are alert, who keep their vision lifted, capture the miracle. And once you capture it, everything changes. Your confidence, your direction, your belief in yourself. Why does this matter so much? Because deep inside every human being lives a hunger to grow, to expand, to rise above the limits of yesterday. But growth never happens by accident. It happens in moments of choice. Moments when you decide to listen, to act, to believe. And that is what makes days like this so powerful. They remind you that you are not trapped, that your story is still being written, and that a single day can carry enough energy to reset your entire path. Psychologists call this the fresh start effect. When a date feels rare, when it feels significant, your brain opens a window for change. You feel stronger, you feel more capable, you believe it is the right time, and belief is everything. Belief ignites courage. Belief drives action. Belief transforms hesitation into movement. On rare days, your subconscious is already primed for renewal. Your only task is to step into it. But here's the challenge. Most people will not. Most will let this day pass as if it were nothing. They will sleepwalk through their hours, trapped in routine, blind to possibility. And then they will wonder why nothing changes. Do not be like them. You are here, listening because a part of you already knows this day is different. A part of you is ready to wake up, to see clearly, to act boldly. That is your advantage. That is your gift. So let me give you a reason to stay until the very end of this message. Because if you do, you will not only understand why this day carries rare energy, you will also walk away with the four most powerful truths to tell yourself every morning. Truths that rewire your mind, sharpen your focus, and draw opportunities closer to you. These truths are the key to building a life where rare moments no longer slip away, but instead transform into breakthroughs. Stay with me. Stay with me. Because while most people will walk past today with closed eyes, you are about to open yours wider than ever before. And when you do, you will see what others can't. You will feel what others ignore. You will rise when others remain asleep. This is the power of rare moments. This is the gift waiting for you right now. Why September 15 stands out, what makes this date so different from the rest? Why does September 15 hold an energy that feels rare and unshakable? It is not about superstition, nor is it about coincidence. It is about symbolism, timing, and the way the human mind connects meaning to moments. Our brains are wired to search for patterns, to attach significance to markers in time. When a day stands out, it gives us a psychological opening to reset, to step away from the ordinary cycle of routine and choose something greater. September 15 carries the weight of transition. It sits in a space between endings and beginnings, a point where change feels natural, even necessary. It is a reminder that life is not fixed, it is fluid. Just like seasons shift, your life can shift too. Rare days like this are powerful because they give you permission to pause, reflect, and take control of your next move. They remind you that destiny is not something you wait for, it is something you shape. Think about the last time you felt ready for change. Did it happen out of nowhere, or was it tied to a moment that felt significant? Psychology calls this the temporal landmark effect. Dates that feel special, like the start of a new year, a birthday, or a rare day like today, unlock motivation and clarity. They push your mind to think bigger, to dream bolder, to act with courage. That is why September 15 is not just a date, it is a doorway. But here is the key. Only those who choose to recognize it can walk through that doorway. If you dismiss it as ordinary, it will remain ordinary. If you embrace it as rare, it will become a turning point. The meaning you give this day is the power you unlock from it. And the decision is always in your hands. This is why today cannot be ignored. It is not just another sunrise. It is a chance to rise with it. Those who see this truth will find themselves moving faster, clearer, and stronger. Those who don't will wonder why others are moving ahead while they remain stuck. The difference is awareness, and today is your chance to prove you are ready. The psychology of awareness, most people believe luck is random, that it falls only on the chosen few. But psychology reveals something far deeper. Luck is often awareness in disguise. Opportunities are everywhere, yet only those with open eyes and a focused mind can notice them. The truth is, life is constantly sending signals. The problem is not the absence of opportunity, but the blindness created by distraction. Your brain is designed to filter. Out of countless sounds, images, and ideas, it only allows a small fraction into your conscious mind. This means you could be standing right in front of a chance that could change your life. But if your awareness is clouded, you will miss it. Think of it like a radio station. The signal is always there, but you can only hear it if you tune in. Awareness is that tuning dial. It sharpens your focus and helps you catch what others let slip away. On a day like September 15th, this truth matters even more. This date holds symbolic strength, but it can only serve those who are awake enough to notice. The distracted will scroll endlessly, repeat the same routines, and call it an ordinary day. But the alert, the ones who train themselves to be present, will notice subtle hints. A conversation that sparks an idea, a sudden opportunity that feels aligned, or even a moment of clarity about their next step. These are not accidents, they are signals waiting for awareness. The difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one often comes down to this single factor, awareness. When you are awake to life, when you are alert to possibilities, you create your own luck. Rare days like today are not about waiting for miracles, they are about seeing what is already around you and daring to claim it. Awareness turns coincidence into opportunity, and opportunity into transformation. That is why September 15 is more than a date, it is a test of whether you are truly awake or whether you will let yet another chance slip by unnoticed. The choice is yours. The invisible signals life sends. Life is always speaking to you, but not in loud voices. It speaks in whispers, in patterns, in small signals that most people overlook. A chance meeting with someone who inspires you, a sudden idea that refuses to leave your mind, or a door that opens when you least expect it. These are not coincidences. They are invisible signals, reminders that something bigger is guiding you forward. On rare days like September 15, these signals feel stronger, as if the world itself is trying to get your attention. But here is the challenge. If your mind is cluttered with noise, you will dismiss them as random events. If you are distracted, you will miss the quiet pull of intuition telling you, this matters. Signals are everywhere, but only the mindful can decode them. Think about the times in your life when you said, "It's strange how that happened," almost like it was meant to be. That feeling is not strange, it is alignment. Your subconscious mind is constantly scanning for connections, and when you are tuned in, you notice opportunities that others walk past. Psychologists call this selective attention. You see what you expect to see. When you train yourself to look for meaning, you will find it. This is why belief and awareness are so powerful together. If you believe the day carries significance, your mind will begin searching for signs to confirm it, and when you notice them, your confidence grows. Suddenly, life feels purposeful, and your actions feel guided. What others call luck is often just the ability to recognize these invisible signals and act on them. September 15 is a day to trust those nudges. Go on. Do not ignore the small coincidences, the sudden clarity, or the feeling that something is calling you forward. These signals may seem invisible to most, but to you, they are the roadmap to transformation. The question is simple: will you notice and will you act? Belief shapes reality. The signals life sends are powerful, but they only become meaningful when filtered through your belief. What you believe, you begin to see. What you expect, you begin to attract. Human psychology calls this the self-fulfilling prophecy, the idea that your inner expectations create your outer reality. When you wake up with the belief that the world is against you, your mind searches for proof of it, and you find it everywhere. But when you wake up with the belief that opportunity is near, suddenly the same world looks different. Belief is not blind hope. It is the lens through which your brain interprets reality. Two people can face the same event, but one sees failure while the other sees a lesson. One sees an obstacle, the other a stepping stone. The event is neutral. It is the belief that gives it meaning. This is why belief is not optional. It is the foundation of everything you achieve. On rare days like September 15, belief becomes even more important. When you tell yourself that today is special, today holds something rare, your subconscious begins to scan for signs to prove it. It connects the dots, highlights possibilities, and strengthens your courage to act. What others dismiss as coincidence, you will see as confirmation. And that confirmation fuels your confidence, which then fuels your action. This is how belief quietly reshapes reality. Most people wait for proof before they believe, but that is not how life works. Belief comes first, and proof follows. Proof follows. Choice is the bridge between pain and power. You cannot always control circumstances, but you can control the meaning you give them. When you choose to see obstacles as opportunities, your mind begins to search for solutions instead of excuses. When you choose discipline over comfort, you align yourself with growth rather than stagnation. Small, consistent choices build habits, and habits build destiny. Human psychology shows that people often underestimate the impact of small decisions. Missing one workout, ignoring one opportunity, or choosing one distraction might feel harmless in the moment. But choices compound, both in strength and in weakness. A single day may seem insignificant, yet repeated daily determines the course of your future. Your power lies in realizing that you are not a victim of chance. You are the architect of your path. Even when pain strikes, you decide whether it will break you or build you. Even when fear whispers, you decide whether to listen or to act with courage. The quality of your life reflects the quality of your choices. So when life tests you, pause and ask yourself, what choice will honor my future self? What decision will bring me closer to the life I want to live? In that pause, you hold the power to redirect your destiny. And when you choose growth over and over again, nothing can keep you from rising. The strength of resilience is not about avoiding challenges. It is about refusing to be defined by them. Life will test you sometimes in ways you never expected. You may fall, you may break, but resilience is the quiet strength that helps you stand again. It is the inner voice that whispers, "Oh, keep moving," even when everything around you says to stop. Psychology teaches us that resilience is built through adversity. Just like muscles grow under resistance, the mind grows when it is stretched beyond comfort. Each setback carries within it the seed of a greater strength, if you choose to nurture it. Instead of asking, "Why me?" shift the question to, "What can I learn?" That single change in perspective transforms pain into power. Resilient people do not deny their struggles. They feel the weight of failure, the sting of rejection, the ache of loss, but they refuse to remain stuck in those moments. They know that life is not about avoiding storms, but learning how to dance in the rain. With each trial, they grow tougher, wiser, and more unshakable. Resilience also means trusting in your capacity to rebuild. Even if everything is taken from you, your ability to rise cannot be stolen. You have already survived days you thought would break you. That strength still lives within you, waiting to be awakened again. So when life knocks you down, remember, resilience is not about never falling. It is about rising every time you do. The more you rise, the less power obstacles hold over you. With resilience, you stop being someone life happens to and become someone who shapes life with unbreakable will. The power of faith in your self-resilience gives you the strength to rise. But faith in yourself gives you the courage to take the next step forward. Without belief, resilience feels like survival. With belief, resilience turns into growth. Faith is not about knowing the entire path ahead. It is about trusting that no matter how uncertain the road is, you will find your way through it. Too often, people wait for proof before they believe in themselves. They wait for success before they allow confidence, or for approval before they allow worth. But psychology shows us that belief must come first. Your mind follows the story you tell it. If you repeat doubts, you weaken yourself before the challenge even begins. If you repeat faith, you fuel your inner drive to keep pushing until you reach your goal. Faith in yourself does not mean ignoring fear. It means choosing not to let fear decide for you. It is the quiet decision to step forward even when the outcome is unclear. Every person who ever achieved something extraordinary once stood in the same place of uncertainty, yet they chose to believe anyway. That choice became the turning point of their story. When you begin to believe in yourself deeply, others start to believe in you too. Your energy shifts. You walk differently, you speak differently, and people feel the conviction in your presence. Faith is contagious. It inspires those around you and creates momentum that carries you further than you imagined. So remind yourself daily, you are capable of more than your fears suggest. Trust your steps even if they are small. Faith is not about leaping without looking. It is about knowing that no matter what you face, you already carry the strength, wisdom, and courage needed to overcome. When you live with that kind of faith, nothing can hold you back. Turning belief into action, believing in yourself is powerful, but belief alone is not enough. Faith without action is like a seed never planted. It holds potential but never grows. True transformation comes when belief turns into consistent steps no matter how small they may seem. Action is where faith proves itself. The mind often waits for perfect conditions before acting, but waiting only strengthens hesitation. Momentum builds when you start moving, even with uncertainty. Every step forward, no matter how imperfect, creates evidence for your belief. Each action whispers back to your mind, see, you can do this. That cycle of belief and action becomes unbreakable. Human psychology shows that progress fuels motivation more than motivation fuels progress. When you act even in tiny ways, your brain rewards you with a sense of accomplishment. Oh, that feeling encourages you to keep going. Over time, small consistent actions compound into life-changing results. Think of belief as the fire inside you, and action as the wood that keeps it burning. Without wood, the flame fades. With steady fuel, it grows into something unstoppable. You do not need to know the entire journey. Just commit to the next step, then the one after that. Each action will make the path clearer. When you merge unshakable faith with disciplined action, you become unstoppable. Obstacles no longer appear as barriers but as tests of strength. Setbacks no longer feel like failures but as lessons shaping your growth. This is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. They believe and then they act. So carry this truth with you. Faith lights the fire but action keeps it alive. Trust yourself, step forward, and let your actions prove the power within you. This is the path to lasting transformation, and it begins with the choice you make today.